So something that really stood out to me in the play, The Lamry Project, was Aaron's reasoning to kill Matthew. Pretty much he said that his main reason is because Matthew tried to hit on him, which just seems completely ridiculous. The fact that someone could be so homophobic to the point where they actually murder another human being is like, it's just hard for me to comprehend. So that was just probably one of the most interesting, just confusing parts of the play that I had. Then the first value I want to speak to, and probably the most obvious one, is the acceptance / hatred for homosexuals in play. We see a split between characters' opinions on the matter. Characters become so passionate about one side or the other that they choose to participate in protests, or they go in front of big crowds and try to persuade the citizens in the community to view the topic of homosexuality one way or the other. The second value that I want to speak to is the importance and the impact that religion had in this time period. We see priests and ministers giving their invoice on the hot topic of homosexuality. These priests and ministers have like significant amounts of influences on how the people that follow their religion think and act. So when we see the Unitarian minister, Stephen Johnson, use his position to try to influence the community to be more open and accepting after the murder, possibly and most likely the people following him would view the topic the same way. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we see the Baptist minister who condemns homosexuality, suggests that Matthew's attacks were justified and that he was being punished for his gay lifestyle. So that's on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. So to further my knowledge of the play, I looked up what the Baptist religion was all about, because I felt like that was important. And I found that the Baptist religion shares the basic beliefs of Protestants, but insists that only true believers should be baptized and should be done by immersion. This new information in the religion shows that the Baptists are probably less accepting than regular Protestants, and this aligns with the minister's beliefs against homosexuality. And then for question 4, Lamry is depicted as having varying and different opinions on homosexuality, and this differing opinions make the town seem somewhat tolerant, but definitely by no means accepting. If the majority of the citizens were sympathetic towards Matthew and the homosexuals, then the town would be accepting, but its lack of sympathy makes it at most just tolerant. Since Columbus is such a thriving, progressive city, I feel like the situation could be similar to the one that Lamry experienced. Ohio is obviously a swing state, so you have a lot of varying opinions right there. And these clashes in opinions, I think, could lead to a situation very similar to what Lamry had. The Lamry Project is very different from Intimate Peril in the sense that it has an episodic plot rather than a climactic one. The Lamry Project is made up of a series of small scenes and jumps around quickly between locations. This allows for many characters to be introduced, for many different opinions to be expressed. This play structure is also different from Intimate Peril because of the way it jumps around in time, going between future, past, and present. The way that the play is structured is very important for this play, and what it tries to, and it helps express the main ideas by giving like so many opinions and introducing so many characters. The first question I have is, why was it up to Matthew's parents to decide whether or not Aaron had the death sentence? And my second question is, do you think the situation would have been on a larger or smaller scale if it was in this day and age?